This video is for The Living Earth, Unit 2.5, Mechanical and Chemical Weathering. Today's essential question: how do soils form from rock and organic material? First main idea: the ingredients of soil.
Formation of soil. Objective: to know how soil is formed. Soil is the top layer of the earth. Soil is made of the following: fine particles of rock called sand, decaying plant and animals, minerals, air, and water. Soil is formed by a process called weathering. In weathering, huge rocks are broken down into small particles. The heat of the sun expands the rocks during the daytime. During the nights, the coolness contracts the rocks. The continuous expansion and contraction will weaken and break the rocks into small pieces. Rain and wind also take away the fine particles from rocks. All the fine particles of rock mix with the minerals and humus, which is the remains of plants and animals, and become fertile soil. Soil is important because plants and many insects live in it. Summary: rocks are broken down into small particles by the action of the heat of the sun, strong winds, and water. The fine particles of rock mix with the humus, minerals, and water to form soil.
Our next main idea: humus. The organic part of soil, called humus, is made up of the wastes and remains of living and once living things, including plants, animals, and bacteria. Millions of different species of organisms can inhabit soil, and many of these organisms are decomposers that break down organic matter into increasingly small pieces that become part of humus. This process returns nutrients from the bodies of living things back to the soil, where they can once again be taken up by plant roots. This nutrient recycling allows plants to grow in soil year after year. Without decomposers, the breakdown of organic matter would take much longer and might not return all of the nutrients and forms plants can use. Eventually, the soil would become nutritionally depleted, and its ability to grow plants would diminish. Humus provides nutrients for plants. It also holds water and air, both of which are necessary resources for both plants and animals that live in the soil. Humus is therefore not just a product of living things, it supports the continued growth and health of the biological community. Our next main idea: the rock cycle. The rock cycle describes how rocks change over time. Like all cycles, the rock cycle does not have a true beginning or a true end. Igneous rocks are formed as magma cools beneath Earth's surface and lava cools at Earth's surface. Rocks on Earth's surface are broken down by chemical and physical weathering, producing sediments. These sediments are deposited and compressed to form sedimentary rocks. When sedimentary or igneous rocks are subject to changes in temperature or pressure conditions, metamorphic rocks form. If the temperature increases sufficiently, the rocks will melt and form magma that gradually cools to form more igneous rock.
The rock cycle. Objective: to learn the path of nature's rock cycle. Rocks are natural, solid substances composed of one or more minerals. Granite, for example, is made of 3 minerals: quartz, feldspar, and biotite. We can group all rocks into one of 3 broad categories: igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic. All three types are connected through a natural process known as the rock cycle. Let's look at the process of the rock cycle beginning with igneous rocks, those which are formed from cooled magma. As magma underneath Earth's layers slowly cools, it will form igneous rocks. This same magma can also erupt from volcanoes in the form of lava. The cooled lava will also form igneous rocks. Meanwhile, the constantly moving wind and rain will weather rocks on Earth's surface, leaving behind much smaller pieces of debris. These small pieces will be carried to another place and settle there as sediment. As the layers of sediments accumulate over a period of time, they will be compressed, becoming sedimentary rock, a type formed from the debris of other rocks. If this sedimentary rock becomes buried deep within the earth, the high temperatures and pressures found there will transform it into metamorphic rock, a type that is formed underneath Earth's surface as a result of high temperatures and intense pressure. This kind of metamorphosis that is triggered by temperature and pressure can also occur with igneous rocks, which can be transformed into metamorphic rocks. As Earth's plates move towards each other, one will sometimes slide beneath the other. This will cause any igneous and metamorphic rocks in the lower layer to melt and become magma. The magma will cool and form new rocks, beginning the rock cycle again. Summary: the rock cycle is a process that forms and recycles the different types of rocks. Magma cools to form igneous rocks and begins the rock cycle. Igneous rocks begin their change into sedimentary rocks by erosion. Sedimentary rocks can be transformed into metamorphic rocks.
At this point, you should be able to generate a full and appropriate response to today's essential question. How do soils form from rock and organic material?